Hi, and welcome to this week's Moment of Torah. I'm Dave Margolis. Many of you may know me because I'm Jody's husband. Others of you may know me because I'm on the board of directors of the JCC, which is how I got to do this gig. And I'm also a physician at Children's Hospital. I'm one of the pediatric hematologists, oncologists, and I lead the bone marrow transplant program here at Children's. So I'm very pleased to do this week's Moment of Torah. This Torah portion is Tazria, which comes from the book of Leviticus. And just like Mark Shapiro did his Moment of Torah regarding a bar mitzvah, I think his bar mitzvah portion, this was my bar mitzvah portion a few years ago. So I'm trying to recall my bar mitzvah speech, and unfortunately I don't remember a thing. So I had to restudy Tazria, and Tazria is one of those great Torah portions that you get as a bar mitzvah kid because it has to do with leprosy. So I didn't know what leprosy was then, and in studying for this Moment of Torah, I spoke to Rabbi Shama, reviewed the literature, and I think the concept is, in the days of the Torah, when the Torah was originally written, people who were afflicted with a disease needed to be evaluated, and they were evaluated by the Kohen. And if they were found to be quote-unquote impure, they were separated. They then had the opportunity to come back into the community. And in thinking about that in modern times, I think we learn a few lessons. Number one is somebody needs to evaluate people. And in the days of the Bible, those were the Kohanim. Currently, physicians do that job, and it's our job as physicians to evaluate somebody. And I think it's really important to balance the individual circumstances and the community circumstances. We have to be very, very careful when, out of fear, we quarantine. And I think that those of us that are in our 50s remember when HIV came about, and people with HIV were shunned, and that came out of fear. And the more knowledge that we have, the more compassion that we have, we recognize that we don't need to shun people. And I think that it's really important to remember that. And when something comes up that scares us, we shouldn't immediately separate people. And as physicians, it is our responsibility to treat everybody. That was the same situation with the Kohanim. They had to evaluate somebody who was potentially a leper. And so they couldn't be afraid to do that, nor could they be afraid to bring them back into the community. And I think that's also really important. I think what's also really, really important is we want to remember to visit the sick, visit the bereaved, and the more we understand in the current era about why somebody is sick, the more we can help them. So I'm a little bit of a believer in Besheret. It was meant to be. This was, my Torah portion many, many years ago had to do ultimately with medicine. That's what I do now. And this Moment of Torah speaks to me because it reminds us of the importance of understanding, of understanding the science, and also of being compassionate. And hopefully that's what we do as doctors and as members of our community. Thank you.